Your thoughts on this Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight?
Oh, geez, I don't. It's a bit strange. You know, is my interest? The interest is a low one. I don't know. I don't really. I don't understand it.
Got it.
Even before his main fight on July 20th, Mike Tyson has become a major headline in the world of combat sports for releasing sparring and training footage that's become the talking points of past and present professional boxers all over the world. The leaked sparring and training footage of former undisputed world heavyweight champion Mike Tyson has been greeted by positive and negative reactions across the world of boxing. Let's see what the professionals have got to say.
For both Mike and Jake, the bag. Like at what point you can't, I don't know if you could say no. I said no to fighting Mike Tyson.
I'd say no.
I was off.
A recent video of the American former boxing professional has been doing the rounds on social media. In the video, Iron Mike was seen working the heavy bag in preparation for the high-profile bout, which is set to be held at the 80,000-seater home of the Dallas Cowboys and will be streamed live on Netflix. He was doing pad work with MMA coach Rafael Cordero in the video, showing off some signature hand speed and power that made him one of the hardest hitters in boxing history. He threw several combinations and moved his heat countlessly to avoid a counter from Cordero in the clip, which was shared by the Brazilian coach, who was Tyson's trainer and cornerman for his last fight, an exhibition against Roy Jones Jr. 4 years ago. Though another tape was released, one that sparked a concerned look on Paul's face, he wasn't fazed by the first recirculating tape. Surprisingly, the footage turned out to have been from late 2020, while Tyson trained with Cordero for the Jones Jr. fight and was only being recirculated recently. The exhibition match back in 2020 ended as a split draw, and was the last time anyone saw Mike Tyson enter the boxing ring.
And, I mean, bro, you're facing Mike Tyson. Like, let's be real. Like, you can't even try to even say what I'm saying is
The CEO and president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Dana White, had a few things to share as regards the matchup between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson and how Mike Tyson is reacting to it with his intense training sessions. Obviously, Dana White and Mike Tyson share a good friendship, and as a result, Dana White wouldn't want to see such a matchup become real. However, he avoided giving too much away, so he doesn't offend his friend in any way. He gets mad when I do this, but Mike is 60. Man, I don't, but what do you guys think about it? No one cares what I think. It's not my fight.
This one?
He gets mad when I do this, but Mike's 60, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Who gives a shit what I think? It's not my fight.
Despite the risk of Mike Tyson's anger and displeasure, Dana White went ahead to express how he felt. He spoke about their friendship, his love for Tyson even as an athlete, and his preference that Mike Tyson avoided such a matchup at his age. I love Mike Tyson personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know. Let's see what he can do there and put together a training camp and come in. I don't like to see guys fighting at that age. It'd be a 31-year age difference during that fight. You guys know what I think of that stuff. I don't think so good about it.
I love Mike Tyson, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know. Let's see what he can go in there and put together a training camp and come in. And I don't like to see guys fighting it. Be a 31-year age difference during that fight.
He then spoke about the streaming platform that will be airing the match between both fighters, Netflix. He had a word for them, however a sad one. He felt their involvement in live sports was rather late, and they should have delved into the niche long before they did. Regardless, he gave them their deserved accolades and acknowledged their media presence and significance. I think that Netflix should have gotten into live sports years ago. I think they're late to the game, but they are a force. When you look at the amount of homes that they're in worldwide, the show Reacher, I posted about it. I love that show. I hate TV. I don't watch any TV shows, hardly ever. I don't watch movies anymore. But I love the show Reacher. I can watch Reacher whenever I want to. I can watch it when I get home. I can watch it next week. Live sports like you had to watch tonight. As all these massive streaming companies start to get bigger and bigger, they have to be involved in live sports.
Deal coming up soon.
I think that Netflix should have gotten into live sports years ago. I think they're late to the game, but they are a force. They're a force, man. And when you look at the amount of homes that they're in worldwide.
Also former MMA referee, who is now an analyst for Bellator, PFL, not minding Tyson's energy in the training footage, wasn't in support of the matchup.
That's it.
A lot of reference was made to Tyson's training footage, but to him and his group it wasn't convincing enough. John McCarthy, speaking in MMA Junkie's Spinning Back Click, didn't seem too moved by Iron Mike's dexterity in the sparring session. He wasn't favoring the match in any way. But before John gave his honest response, another MMA analyst, Nolan King, had a profound and thoughtful opinion to share. "I'm on board, but not really. 57-year-old guy stepping in the ring never makes me feel great. It does not necessarily make me feel great. I'm sure it will do great numbers, I certainly think from a business perspective. If I understand it, I think Netflix is getting into the live combat sports. It's maybe one of the silver linings of this whole thing, and we'll see where they take it from there." He didn't look interested because of the age, but he also expressed his concerns as regards the possible injuries that could be resultant of such a risky match as this. To me, I guess there's always kind of a threshold in terms of age where it really makes it tough to get interested in it. I think head injuries when you're over the age of 50. I don't care who you are, obviously. Mike Tyson is in fantastic shape for somebody his age, and we've seen some of those training videos of him hitting bags, and he still can pack quite a punch. But there's just something about a 57-year-old guy potentially getting smacked in the head pretty hard. I don't know, it's not necessarily my butt. When asked if Jake Paul was going to win due to his pessimism regarding Mike Tyson's return to the ring, he had this to say. "Who knows, man? I guess we'll have to see how many rounds it is. I think age is just such a big factor, so I probably will, but that's kind of sad for me to say that Jake will win."
And Jake Paul have agreed to a fight. We don't have all the details on the match itself, exhibition, glove size, all that. I'm sure it'll be the 10-ounce gloves because from 154 on up, that's usually what they do, but we don't know, right? It's definitely on, though. July 20th in Arlington, Texas. Are you on board with this matchup, and who do you think will get their hand raised? Nolan?
Brian Goes Garcia, a foremost analyst, also had this to say on the show. He spoke with so much similarity to Nolan King and referenced a famous saying in the boxing world about power sticking with a boxer when every other skill leaves. He, however, felt such saying doesn't apply to Mike Tyson as he's way past the age range for that. It's not really my thing either, but I know they say power is like the last thing to go, but when they say that, they mean like your late 30s and early 40s. They don't mean 57, like this is just such a tall task for him, years since that Roy Jones fight. He nevertheless gave Iron Mike a shot at victory, recalling one skill that singles him out among the very best of his generation, his ability to close opponents down and hit them in every angle. Looks, here's the one thing that I'll say, Jake Paul, for what he's done, I respect that he's gotten in there. And he actually does try to get better, and he respects the sport along the way. But one thing that Mike Tyson does that a lot of people can't replicate is that when they're in close, he can hit you from just about every angle at a speed that is pretty nasty. So I give him somewhat of a shot. But at the end of the day, he is 57 years old.
They say power is like the last thing to go, but when they say that, they mean like your late 30s, early 40s. They don't mean 57. So this is just such a tall task for him, years since that Roy Jones fight.
John McCarthy then had the floor, and he shared somewhat the same sentiment like the two men ahead of him. He made a funny comparison of the matchup on July 20th to playing retired Joe Montana on a football field. He did this to resound the fact that speed is pivotal in sports, and Mike Tyson has lost that speed. I love Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson was a great fighter, but what do you think is going to happen if you put Joe Montana on a football field right now? How good do you think it's going to look? There is speed in sports that Mike Tyson has lost. A ton of his speed. McCarthy's view would be deemed pessimistic by many like Ryan Garcia, who felt Mike Tyson remains as fit, active, and energetic as ever.
And bro, you're facing Mike Tyson. Let's be real. You can't even try to even say what I'm saying is.
I don't care how good of condition you get in as a 57-year-old. Almost 58 when that fight happens. You cannot maintain that conditioning. Anything happens. It goes right out the door. and it takes you forever to kind of get it back. When he goes into that ring, he's gonna get tired. He will get tired much faster than he ever did before based upon his age. Yes, he will have some power, but he doesn't have the speed to get that power to the target in the same way. I look at this and I go, man, shame on everyone for this whole thing. To emphasize his stance, McCarthy recalled Evander Holyfield's 2021 boxing match with former UFC champ Vitor Belfort, which ended with Belfort winning by TKO. McCarthy said he told Holyfield not to fight Belfort, who was 15 years younger than Holyfield in his late 50s. I love Vitor, but he's not a better boxer than Evander Holyfield, but he could beat an old man that was 50-something years old, McCarthy said. I really hope that Paul versus Tyson in the end doesn't come about. Bottom line for McCarthy is that anyone who is looking forward to Tyson fighting again is simply enamored with the dominant force from years long ago. He emphasized over and over again that the Mike Tyson many look forward to seeing on July 20th was gone long and is now out of existence. Everyone is seeing Mike as the Mike Tyson that we all fell in love with. The Mike Tyson that was just an animal, would go out there with huge power and just annihilate people, McCarthy said. That Mike Tyson is gone. That Mike Tyson doesn't exist anymore. And that Mike Tyson is what's needed to put Jake Paul on his ass. We're not going to see that Mike Tyson. So unfortunately, you're going to see Jake Paul win this fight. And I just hope Mike doesn't get hurt. Ryan Garcia, amidst the controversies he's found himself in recently, had his say about the fight on July 20th and the hunger and passion Mike Tyson still displays during his training and sparring sessions. Garcia had been accused over the past few days of being mentally deranged, owing to his shocking revelations about the Bohemian Grove, just after he released sparring footage of Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. Also involving himself in talks regarding Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's upcoming fight, Ryan Garcia was seen in a conversation with Jake Paul during a Twitter space. He seemed to be talking mildly to Paul as their confrontation became more intense. Before he touched on Tyson's sparring session, his abilities, and the upcoming fight, he and Jake Paul had a brief exchange of words, where Garcia claimed he had once proposed a fight between himself and Jake Paul. Let me clarify things. Everybody thinks like I was actually trying to be for Jake. Jake and I have a great relationship. I literally told him God loves you, Jesus loves you, and I literally told him before I was going to start to beef, like, bro, let's do a fight, bro. It would break pay-per-view records, literally. This was all just me trying to get a super fight going with Jake. I think that I did it. You know, I respectfully told him beforehand, and I don't know why he took it like it was serious. Jake Paul responded, claiming he never took anything serious, as well as the proposed matchup from Ryan Garcia. I never took anything serious. I'm on the same page as you. I think it'd be crazy for us to fight, but I also have a ton of mutual respect and love for you and being friends before any of this or social media stuff, but we can also make it fun and have a blast and make a big fight pop up. Jake said this and then proved himself equally capable of not having a spectacular matchup with Ryan, but having one that will see him defeat Ryan. I'm not against any of that, and the one thing it does come down to, though, is I think you can beat me, and I don't know if you're prepared for me to be the one to beat you. That's where it got okay. Like, even when you were texting me, you were like, bro, like, don't worry. I won't hurt you though, bro. And I was like, all right, but like, I feel the same way. We don't need to worry about that. And if we're gonna fight, then let's fight. Embittered by Jake Paul's statement, Ryan tried to remind him of his matchup against the former undisputed world heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. Yeah, I already told you in going to your weight class. I'll gain the weight, and I mean, bro, you're facing Mike Tyson, like, let's be real. Don't you? Don't even, like, you can't even try to even say what I'm saying is out of line, cause, bro, you're literally fighting like Tyson, dog. Like what? Bro, I'm actually worried for you, bro. No cap. The man is 58, but he's gonna beat you up. You must be so scared of his sparring sessions already. You can see how he trains like a beast. You have no chance, bro. Afterwards, Jake and Garcia moved on and continued their confrontation against each other, while dropping little jokes in between.
And, I mean, bro, you're facing Mike Tyson. Like, let's be real. Like, you can't even try to even say what I'm saying is
Jake Paul's brother and fellow YouTuber turned boxed, Logan Paul has also expressed his concern over the upcoming matchup and the released training footage of Tyson. Despite the released footage showing Mike Tyson to be active and vibrant, Logan Paul is among those who disagree with the fight. Speaking on his impulsive podcast with KSI, Logan Paul revealed that he had earlier been approached to take on Mike Tyson in the boxing ring, but he refused for the exact concern he still has for Iron Mike regarding his match with Jake Paul, despite training footage. I don't know if you can't say no. I said no to fighting Mike Tyson. I was offered it, but not on Netflix and not for a big-ass bag. I've been asked before, and I'm sure you've been asked too, do you think you could beat Mike Tyson? My answer is yes. I just think he's too old. It's crazy. He's senile.
For both Mike and Jake, the bag. Like, at what point you can't, I don't know if you could say no. I said no to fighting Mike Tyson.
I'd say no.
I was offered it.
Tyson's opponent and YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul was also one of the very first to comment on the recirculating video. He claimed he hadn't seen the video himself, but was shown it by a member of his team, and when asked if he was ready for the challenge, he sounded affirmative. A member of my team sent me this video that Mike's coach put up 2 weeks ago and asked me if I'm sure I want to do this. He then gave a bold and reassuring response, adding that he was also going to give it his all, regardless of how much effort the baddest man on the planet exerted. Notably, Jake Paul has picked an aspect of his boxing that needed improvement before July 20th, when he takes on Iron Mike. Jake Paul has chosen to work on improving his strength, owing to the fact that his opponent this time is a former heavyweight boxer, and he wouldn't want such an advantage over him. Yes, I want to do heavyweight, and I want to do heavyweight with this man. He's the greatest heavyweight of all time and the most vicious knockout artist ever. But I'm younger, I'm faster, and I'm going to be working my ass off to get stronger. In response, Mike Tyson made this known. I'm very much looking forward to stepping into the ring with Jake Paul. He's grown significantly as a boxer over the years, so it will be a lot of fun to see what the will-be ambition of a kid can do with the experience and aptitude of a GOAT.
Mike Tyson.
Who do I got?
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul dead?
Hopefully.
But Mike Tyson's a legend, one of the greatest of all
Greatest
time.
of all time, but Jake's my boy. I gotta go with Jake.
Jake, so you're not going against your boy. Are you putting money on it? How much?
However, after seeing the latest video of Tyson boxing without gloves on, a training method that is said to be quite harsh and dangerous, however, improving the boxer's punch power simultaneously, Jake Paul responded with a video of him looking worried about the intensity of Tyson's training techniques. Additionally, ex-bantamweight star Spencer Oliver recently reacted to the footage and described the match on July 29th as a sad day for boxing. It will be a sad day for boxing. It will be a very sad day for boxing, and for me as well. I don't know what he's doing, but I've got no good feelings about it. He went on to express his fears and honest thoughts. While he had so much sympathy and love for Tyson, he allowed no emotion to drag him off reality when he claimed Jake Paul would knock out Mike Tyson. I'm scared about it, to be honest, Oliver said. You look at the bad health he has been in recently. We've seen him on crutches, and I think the kid from the Disney Channel is going to knock out Mike Tyson. More than just being a sad day for the sport, he was also worried about Tyson's boxing legacy. He added, I just can't get my head around it, to be honest. I think it is a sad day for the sport. What damage would that do to Mike Tyson's legacy? We fast forward 20-odd years and he's getting in the ring, and I think it is a sad spectacle because he probably gets knocked out. Two perspectives to the same situation. Some think Mike Tyson remains the Iron Mike we fell in love with. Others feel the Mike we have now is a rusty one. July 20th will reveal who's right. Hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn in notifications to keep getting the best boxing news from us. Until next time, peace out.